Hello and welcome to the McCord List today. I'm Rachel McCord, your talk show bestie. I am so excited, whether this is your first time watching our show or you've been around for a while. I'm really excited because this show is all about helping you live life and live it to the full. We are having so much fun at the McCord List. I have a media network where we develop, distribute, and of course, have so much fun with thought leaders who are coaches, authors, entrepreneurs, creating their own shows. My show is one of these shows, and the McCord List today is all about helping bring together conversations of faith, fitness, and all the things. Mental health is one of my favorite topics. I have struggled so much in my life, and I am so happy that now I can share the inspiration that I've received. One of these inspiring messages is going to come from Francesca. She's an author who's written tons of workbooks to help you learn how to process the emotions that you're feeling. She's also writing a children's book, which is coming out, so I'm so excited to sit down with her. Also, we have Monica Maloney. She is the creative director and founder of the Maloney Collection. She is going to talk to us about her beautiful designs and share the stories from her dad, who was the publicist for Frank Sinatra. Oh my goodness. We also have Victoria Simone. She's a good friend of mine who has written her own cooking book and has her own show now. We've worked together for a long time, and I cannot wait to catch up with her. We have some more surprises. You don't want to miss this episode. I'm so happy you're here. I'm Rachel McCord, and this is the McCord List today. Hi, I'm Rachel McCord, executive producer, host, and creator of the McCord List today. Welcome back to the McCord List today, y'all. I'm Rachel McCord. I'm so excited. We have an amazing show ahead for you. Here is April Diamond, Billboard recording artist. You are doing all the things, influencer. Are you having so much fun?
I'm having so much fun. I walked in here, I'm like, all the flowers in pink, I'm sold.
It's your spirit. I know we've got sparkly moments. It's
for sure
meant to be. We can totally tell.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, so you grew up in the church. That's when your music started?
Yeah.
Wow.
My grandmother used to play the organ and the piano, and she used to bounce back and forth, and I was like the shy kid, and she's like, sing, baby girl, sing. And I'm like, kind of.
Isn't it funny when people find out that you sing? They're like, oh, sing something. I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, that is a whole other level of vulnerability I was not ready for.
Yeah, no, I mean, I tell people, go to YouTube and just listen at April Diamond Official and listen to me sing there.
That's perfect. How did you get into doing this professionally?
So I started out as I was a voice coach and a singer in church, and I got a vocal performance degree, and I was doing all these other things in music, and then I met a producer, my producer, David Longoria, and he said, hey, let's produce some music. And, you know, he convinced me to do like more pop and dance music, and I'm like, okay, because I really honestly had started off thinking maybe it would be Christian or what would it be. And so we ventured into the pop music world, and it was actually really successful, and people loved it. So we wrote some songs, and we're finishing an album this year, and there's a whole like story of how we got there, but it's really fun. It's been incredible, and I'm blessed. Really.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, so that journey of transitioning into kind of having a different voice in media that he was kind of helping you guide, how does it feel being able to storytell and process probably most of your life through music?
I think that music is really, for everyone, it's a different thing. It's a story, it's therapy, it's celebrating a moment, it's celebrating together. I feel like music gives people an opportunity to really sing or speak what they feel, what they want to say, what they want to sing, and they're not hindered in any way. You know, there's a freedom there. So for me, the freedom was, you know, key. And as a singer, and also I'm a host too. I got this hosting show called Live with April Diamond that I created when I was in COVID. You know, we were all sitting around going, what are we going to do? And so I started doing a hosting thing, and that became really popular. And now I have all these friends, and now I have another hosting show in Las Vegas called Hey Vegas TV, Live with April Diamond. So I started doing that as well. And just all of it is the storytelling. I like hearing other people's stories too. Like, I'll probably have you come on my show.
Oh, I'd be so honored. Count me in.
But yeah, so the music it has been incredible, and the journey has been, I mean, there's so much to say. But the one thing this recent song from national radio, this recent song feels so good. Well, it feels so good, right? I like the fact that it feels so good over and over again, and people can really celebrate that in any way that they want. And so that song is doing really well. And then the song before that, I Got the Music in Me, is kind of close to my heart because I don't know if you saw the video online, but it's the kids, it's the show choir, and they backed me up in the song. And it was really just an incredible celebration. And people still play it on radio stations around the country. And when I go places, they're like, hey, sing I Got the Music in Me, sing that song. And, I loved celebrating the kids in that. And I really, I recently did an article about that, or they did an article about that for me in one of the magazines. And I loved highlighting the kids. And that was just it was incredible to see them perform and come to life. And some of them, because I'm a vocal coach too, some of them I've actually worked with. So it's a full circle moment.
Wow, that's incredible. What do you feel like is the thing that's been missing for a lot of people in finding the courage to express themselves in the arts?
I think that we overthink, and I think that we worry about a lot of things that really don't happen, or we take something very small and we magnify it and go, oh no, I could never do it because of X, Y, and Z, and we keep those things in front of our mind. But if you sort of punch through it and you just do it, you're going to see like some incredible things that happen that you're like not going to count on. Like, oh my gosh, I actually did that. Oh my gosh, I actually was kind of fun. Okay, but I like scared there. I think that these are things that we have to go beyond ourselves and like let the magic happen.
I love that. Was there one of these big moments in your life where you were presented with an opportunity, but it was pretty scary?
Yes, going live.
Yeah, it was.
Going live. Some people think going live, like straight up live with no editing or anything. You do it too as an influencer, right? But it's going live and just having a conversation with people unedited and straight up the way it is. Like that was stressful for me. Now I absolutely love it. So, and I think some of the other moments of just getting on a stage in front of, thousands of people and performing. I just did the national anthem, and it's been a while since I've done it. And, like 3 or 4 cameras line up, I'm like, oh yeah. And I still, get that, oh my gosh. But it's, it's something that I've overcome. The anxiety, like I know it's there sometimes. And what I've had success in is saying, you know what, you're okay. Saying a prayer before you get there. I'm like, God, let it happen. And it always happens. And it always comes out better than we think, or better than I think.
Yeah, I love that. I'm always prayerful in those moments and always telling myself, Rachel, don't make it about you. Because if I'm sitting here thinking and feeling nervous, it's because I'm not remembering that it's actually not about me. It's about who can be impacted by this. Where do you feel like the fear and anxiety started for you in your journey?
I think that there was, a little bit of bullying maybe, The one thing, and I say that, and I don't, need to be harsh about it, but there are some people that just, they want to pick at you, and they want to poke at you, and they want to kind of knock you down a few levels to keep you in a space, right? And I knew who those people were, and they seemed to, I think we've all got something. We've all got something where we've been in a situation where someone said, oh, you didn't look very good there, or, oh, you shouldn't have said that, or you shouldn't have done that, or, oh, that was weird, or, oh, I was weird, oh, no. And we question ourselves. So we let someone speak something else into our life, and we question ourselves. So I think we need to be aware of what we let in our brain and our space and our heart. And so if you can process and just go, oh, no, and push that back, which is what I did. I just said, okay, well, I'm going to keep doing it because I love to sing, because I love to talk. I'm going to keep doing it. So
that's amazing.
Just pushing it through. And then I think the therapeutic part of it is to be honest about certain traumatic things in your life that have happened, right? And you got to really, I pray and I give it to God and I keep walking. But I think people just need to know that life is not a perfect space where you're not ever going to have anything, happen to you that, okay, I'm going to be able to just walk through this and it's no big deal. It's going to shock you still, but just be prepared and just walk through it anyway, and don't fear. Don't fear.
You talk a lot about your faith. I'm also a total faith girl.
Yes.
How has it inspired you in what you do?
I feel like that it's helped me do things that I never thought I would do. It's helped me get in front of audiences. It's helped me tell my story. It's helped me continue on even though things are difficult. I think that some people look at me that have known me for a long time and go, whoa, how did she do that? All the things, getting on camera, singing, talking, doing things that, I said I would do. And a lot of people say they're going to do things and they don't always get to it because I think the fear kicks in. But if you can get past that, and if you can give it to God, and say those prayers, those prayers work. Prayer works. I just want to say to people, prayer works. So say a little prayer and give it to God and go for it anyway. And don't worry about perfection. Don't worry about how. Just do the process. Walk it out.
I couldn't agree more. Actually, just yesterday I was on a call with someone who she lives 100% of her life on a sailboat. She goes from place to place, and she was talking about how it is such a test of her faith because she cannot control the wind. She cannot control the storms.
Sure.
And I asked her, I was like, have you guys gotten into storms? She's like, oh, yes, many storms. And it was just so wild because I think so much of our lives, we feel like we're in control. And there's that pressure. And it's just like when we kind of yield to God's timing over our life, over our dreams, our hopes, and where we're going, it almost like takes so much pressure off. Like I feel like the days when I struggle the most is when I'm not just constantly praying. And it's funny because I talk to some people who even grew up in the church and they're like, yo, I don't operate like that. Like it's like if they remember to pray, it's usually on Sundays when they go to church, or Saturdays if they go to synagogue, and it's like, oh, I don't really exist in that all the time.
Yeah.
And I just noticed for my own life, like I can't even deal because I have a tendency to go to like the stressors and to hold stress in my body. And, I mean, it's not gone great for me. I had to have open heart surgery. I'm pretty sure
I saw that. Oh my, wow.
I'm like, it probably hasn't gone incredibly well for me doing that way.
Well, you learned, and you're here.
I learned, and I'm just consistently learning how to be where my feet are and to take deep breaths and know that He directs my footsteps.
For sure. Yeah. Oh, He does. And even in the mistakes, even in the, imperfections, that's just part of the journey. That's just learn from it, keep walking, learn from it, keep walking, and keep walking again, if that makes sense.
It does make sense.
It's, you trip over one thing, but then you stand up and you keep walking. And that's how I've made it this far. And that's how I'm going beyond to do other things. And, love yourself. Because God loves you, right?
Yes, I love that. Yeah. I love you. Got an album coming out this year. You've got more live performances. Sounds like I'm going to be on your show, which I literally can't wait for.
Yes, you are. Absolutely.
So much to celebrate. Congratulations on your amazing success.
Thank you.
Just finding the ways to not only bring God into it, but share His glory for it, because I think that's just so beautiful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's a blessing, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been so great. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. The show's not over. We'll be right back with the McCord List today. I'm Rachel McCord. Welcome back to the McCord List today. I told you the show wasn't over, and we are just getting started, you guys. We are sitting down with Nate Mays. You are amazing LA-based actor, writer, and in process producer.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just having a blast.
You are so precious.
Thank you. It's fun. It's a fun time out here. Yeah, I'm glad my fellow Southerner.
Yes. You're from Arkansas. When did you move here?
I moved here a little over 3 years. Yeah, so pretty fresh. I visited back and forth because my dad lives here.
Okay.
But yeah, I finally feel like I'm not visiting. Like it's starting to feel a little bit like home. Can I say that?
I know that feeling. The first year I was so homesick. I was like so sad the whole time. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, miss my home. But then now it's like obviously definitely home for me. I've been here for a long time. I love it. I know I've moved in. I changed the curtains.
This is your home.
Yes, this is it. Okay, so what prompted you to move to LA originally?
Acting. Yeah, I mean, just the arts in general, but really when I had something to kind of grab hold of, where like I had to come to LA if I really wanted to go, above and beyond in my career, it was acting. Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. Were you already acting where you're from in some other projects or no?
I was a theater kid. Yeah, so I did a couple shows. I directed a couple shows in college. So I was very much into the theater scene. I didn't have a lot of experience behind the camera, so that was super fun and scary and all of the above. But yeah, that's what kind of, it's like LA is where you go. It's some people wait and they get here eventually, but I just kind of dove in. Thankfully, I had a place to stay when I first moved here with my dad. So yeah.
That's wild. So you didn't know your dad until you were 18 years old. And you moved out here and started living with him.
Yes.
What was that experience like?
It was really cool. It was really special. So my dad artificially inseminated a product of that. So he's my donor. So yeah, through our shared artistic abilities, that's all I really knew about him. So I decided, well, actually, my art teacher encouraged me to reach out to him. So that's when, yeah, I met him when I was 18 years old. I came to LA. I haven't even been west of Texas before then. So it was really cool just to be out here, see the LA life. And yeah, we started painting together. And kind of when I decided to kind of take this leap and follow my dreams, as cliche as that sounds, like he offered me a place to stay. So it was really sweet of him.
That's incredible. So you knew of your dad always, but then you actually got to research to find out who he was more?
Yeah, well, in Arkansas, being a product of artificial insemination is very rare. I didn't know anybody besides my full sister, So yeah, we didn't know that we were allowed to even find him. The nurses actually told us, like, you'll never be able to. Like, the nurse literally didn't even know that was a possibility. So my mom, she was always super transparent and open about it, and so I just never questioned it. I was like, okay, yeah, this is how this is how I was made. And then I got older. I'm like, wait, maybe I should seek that out. It's actually, maybe it's kind of interesting. So that's what I did.
Wow. So your mom, as a single mom, raised you and your sister, and then you moved out. Your sister still lives back at home?
Mm-hmm. My whole family's at home, on my mom's side. I mean, that's my family. My mom's a powerhouse woman. She built her business from the ground up. She took care of us. Yeah, she's a very strong woman.
That's incredible. And then you came out here and you have 27 siblings?
27, one full sister, and then I guess 26 half siblings. So yeah, it's exciting. They're like spread out all over. There's some in California. One new sister popped up November of last year. Turns out she lives 5 minutes away from my dad. Just super, surprise.
Wow, that's incredible. And you were covered by Insider talking about your family story. Like, what advice would you say to someone who's kind of getting to know a relative? Like, did you start to find more of yourself in him? Like, because I look at my son and I see so much of my husband in him, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like you guys are like little twins. Is there so much that carries through?
Yeah, it was weird. It was a weird experience. I mean, it was very like emotional for me because I did see a lot of myself in him. Like it's not just, genetics are a strange thing, and it's like I knew, so much about myself, but there's like this part that was missing, and when I met him, and it was very strange we had so many similarities. They're like, okay, I kind of put the puzzle together. Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel like it's so interesting. There's all these like real strong, you read books about father wounds and how like when you know who your father is, it kind of like speaks into your identity. Do you feel like your world is coming together maybe as an artist, as a creator, you're able to kind of showcase more sides of yourself now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I have someone to talk to, that as much as I relate to my mom, and I love my mom, I'm a mama's boy, she doesn't understand the art world, So my dad is always, he's a professional mural artist, a really good Marilyn Monroe painter. And so that was a new connection that I got to share with him. And, I got to brag on him because I want to say like at least 90% of sperm donors, they're probably just some college dudes trying to make a buck. So I'm very thankful that he was like willing to, not only willing, but like he wanted to build a relationship with us if we wanted that. So.
Wow. And you're a painter as well. So that's something else you have in common. Tell me about what paintings you do.
Yeah, I've been a painter, a drawer, artist forever. It was a hobby, and then it turned into a passion, then it turned into, I guess, a side career journey. So I love portraits. I take after my dad. I love painting portraits. At the moment, I'm very into like large scale spray paint portrait murals. So that's what I'm doing. I got a couple businesses I'm working with right now, and it's just fun. It gets me out of my head. Like, the film industry is crazy. It's wild. You never know what's going on. If I can just like have a wall and some paint, like it's like my meditation, I guess.
I love that. How do you navigate the ups and downs of the entertainment industry?
Wow. Yeah, ask me again in 10 years. It's exciting, it's a struggle, it's painful, it's all of the above. But it's I'm still here, and I know I'm going to be here for a very long time until I figure it out, whether that's 10, 20 years. Like it's intoxicating, but in a really good way. Like there's these moments where you are reminded why you do what you do, and I've been very lucky to have those moments, even though I've only been here 3 years. I feel like I'm no longer just swimming in open water. I finally like see a path. So yeah, shout out to the people that have like helped me along that way.
Yeah, it sounds like you really went all in for yourself and your dreams and your purpose and your passion, and discovered this new relationship with someone who completes probably so many mysteries of your life, and you just continue to kind of ride the waves of entertainment and find that. So I'm guessing no regrets.
No regrets. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. It was obviously a little strange for people to family included, like you're going to go to California. As you know, being from the South, like it's a very uncommon place to go. But I wouldn't change it for the world. Like I really, I like that this is where I ended up, and this is where I get to figure out life, because I mean, you experience whatever you want to experience in Los Angeles,
You really do. I mean, you learn all the things. I do think it's very cool that you've been so brave and you've come out here and you're riding the ups and downs. You've been an actor, incredible actor, doing great projects, writing and now producing. What is it like being behind the camera?
That's a new venture, so I can only speak to it a little bit. It kind of came to me when I was on set with a director, and he was like, "Listen, there's so many uncertainties in this business. It doesn't matter if you're at the bottom, if you're not even on the call list, or at the top. Like, in order to fuel your passion, you have to create your own things." And I'm like, "Well, I know how to create my own things. I paint my own things." So I kind of transitioned that, like, oh, I don't have to just do someone else's story. I can do my own story, even if it doesn't pay well. Like that's what fuels the passion into, making a very steady career. So it's exciting. Like I said, it's a new venture, very new, like within the last year. So I'm just excited to figure it out. And yeah, it's really fun just feeling free to make your own content, especially when you have actors, very talented people that want to come together and just build something.
Yeah. And I think that's wisdom. Like as an entrepreneur myself, I'm like all about learning every side of business so that you know really what you're doing and you can show up with more intentionality in what you do. I think probably in entertainment, my sister's an actress. I know that, there's so much that happens in pre and post production. So I'm sure that as an actor, that probably fuels you even more understanding the other sides and knowing that you don't have to sit around and wait for anybody.
Yeah, it's nice. It's there's always an open door, even if it's not from someone, like you can have a door yourself to walk through. And so there's so many. You just have to be a go-getter, like you really do, and that was a hard thing I had to learn. Like no one's gonna wait around for you. Like you have to chase it really, really hard. So, and I'm sure you can relate to that.
Yeah, I chase very hard. That's amazing, so inspiring. Thank you for encouraging us to go find that door wherever you are in life. You guys, you heard it here first with Nate Mays. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with the McCord List today. I'm Rachel McCord. Welcome back to the McCord List today. I'm Rachel McCord. You guys, we are landing strong. This next interview with my new friend, Francesca Reicheter, is going to blow your mind. Hi, babe.
Hi.
I'm blown away by you.
Thank you.
I mean, I would be impressed if you were simply the influencer that you clearly are. But you have a master's in psychology, a focus on family and marriage, and you're making huge strides in the mental health world. You've got your podcast called Normalize the Conversation.
Yeah.
But you have had a very close connection to suicide, and that's what fuels your work, I take it.
Yeah, so actually I started my nonprofit as a blog when I was 12, so this has been like my whole life's making.
I have chills. Since you were 12 years old?
Yes.
So you started the blog, and then from the blog, you really birthed this entire world. You've now written 6 books that are interactive workbooks to help people navigate the challenges. So can we talk a little bit about your own personal journey with mental health?
Yeah, so I grew up really struggling with my mental health, And there was no conversation about it. So by the time I was 12 years old, I was convinced I wasn't going to live very long. I actually had a notebook, and in the back was like my will. It was like, give my toys to my brother, my electronics to my sister. It was really cute. But I just felt like I wasn't going to live very long. I had no one to talk about what I was going through with. Every time I tried to talk about it, I'd cry, and then people would say, like, big girls don't cry, which I love that song, hate that saying, or like, grow up, get over it. So I just felt so isolated. So I started a blog to try to talk about it and see if someone else out there understood. And middle school, when you do something different, and blogging wasn't a thing yet, people tease you and bully you for it. But I was like, maybe they're not hearing me. So when I was 15, I turned it into a podcast, which was Blog Talk Radio back then, because podcasting wasn't a thing yet. It was really ahead of my time. And then as I got older, I just continued to struggle and ended up attempting suicide on Christmas Eve after losing my grandfather. My uncle helped me through it. 27 days later, lost him to suicide. My world shattered. I ended up attempting 2 more times, hospitalized in a psych unit where I saw for the first time that like I wasn't the only one struggling. And I decided right then and there I was gonna be a voice for those who lost theirs, for those who people aren't listening to, and turned my little blog and Blog Talk Radio talk show thing into a nonprofit.
What a beautiful hero you are to be able to give voice to the voiceless, people like yourself who felt like no one got it and no one was there with you in it. Now, do you feel like struggling with your mental health in the beginning was environmental? Do you think it was part of the bipolar 2 that you talk about? Or what do you think was causing the challenges at such a young age?
I think it was a mix of things. I was a competitive cheerleader, and when I was 5 years old, back then they put us in those tiny uniforms, and my older sister, being a sister, made a joke about my body, and I just suddenly felt like I wasn't good enough. And that translated to every aspect of my life. So I wasn't pretty enough, smart enough, funny enough, talented enough, just all these not enoughs. And the weight of that became crippling. And then this anxiety started to really develop to the place where I was having these panic attacks all the time. And then I would have these episodes where I was so confident and happy and life was amazing. And then there were weeks at a time where I was hiding under my bed, just like crying, hiding in my closet under my stuffed animals, crying, wondering why I was alive. So I think it was just this burst of anxiety that continued to grow without any conversation or tools.
Wow. What do you wish you had had in that season of your life that now, of course, you're providing, I know, a lot with your resources, but what do you feel like you needed on ground level? Because I'm a mom and I'm hearing these stories and it breaks my heart because I know that it's so important that we, as a community, as families, as a world, rise up and push back, especially as the statistics around suicide have gone up so high.
Yeah, the one thing that I wish I had was a conversation, like someone just to say, you're not the only one feeling this way. And like there's things you can do, because I felt so helpless. I felt so hopeless. I felt so isolated. So if I knew that like, hey, other people feel this way, it's okay, and there's things you can do to get through the moment, I think would have changed everything.
That's incredible. So you talk a lot about how you've been helping people kind of like walk through these journeys. Can you talk about your encouragement cards?
Yes, that's my favorite thing in the world. So when I got out of the psych unit, I had no idea how to stay alive, first of all. Like, I didn't get any new tools or anything while I was in there, right? Like, that's the time you go in looking for, like, help and support. Like, that's the critical time.
So they just put you in a lockdown, and then you're in this really crazy environment, and you don't, sorry, I probably shouldn't have said crazy environment, but what I mean is, like, this scary environment, because I have family who've walked through that, and I know how scary it is to walk into this space, and you see, like, I should probably say that. I don't want to say that. Okay, we're going to do a little cut there. So here you are in this really scary environment, and you've got all these people around, and I've faced that with my family. They've walked through that. Like, you come right out and there's no tools?
Exactly. So you in there, and the walls are like beige, and they're like kind of falling apart. The windows were so thick that there was no natural light. The balcony was literally like a cage. Did not feel like a human being in any way, shape, or form. And I just wish I had some color, some hope, and I didn't have any new tools when I came out. So I started making these like cards for myself every day to stay alive, just like the messages that I really needed to hear that day. And one day I had 100 cards in front of me. I sent it to the psych unit I was in, and now we've done over 25,000 handmade cards to patients in psych units. And I go into different facilities on Mondays and make cards with the residents. And there are these messages of hope. I always prompt it as, what's that one message you need to hear at your lowest moment? And how can you give that to someone else? And just giving hope and color at a time where the world feels so hopeless and dark.
And beige.
Yeah.
And I feel like that picture is like so real because, you know, it's like you've walked it out and you have such a beautiful smile on your face, but you've faced some really scary moments, and it's so sweet to hear that you're like going into those spaces and you're helping people have hope, because I'm sure for the residents as well, being able to be there and actually see that they have a purpose, that there's something that they can do. I personally went into a residential care place for 30 days. My first year of marriage, I was a newlywed, and I was like, I'm going to go into treatment for 30 days to face some major depression and suicidal ideations I had struggled with, and PTSD. And what I felt in those moments was that, like, for me, I kind of noticed like there's a big stripping off of everything, all of your accolades, all of your successes and your titles, like it all kind of goes away and it doesn't matter. In a place like that, this is obviously different than a psychiatric ward. They're actually trying to help you learn the tools that you're providing to people. It feels to me like you've basically learned things for yourself and you're sharing them. Is that why you studied psychology?
Yeah, so I started creating these worksheets for myself to stay alive too, and I made a conversation guide for my parents so that they knew what to say, because they had no idea what to say. Like, what do you say to your kid who says, I don't want to be alive anymore? So I created this conversation guide. So the first workbook, You Are Not Alone, is my actual survival guide from the first year out of the psych unit. And I decided I was going to just create these tools as I was learning them for myself. If I had to figure it out on my own, why not create guides for other people to figure it out too, so they wouldn't feel like they were walking through it all alone? And then I went to get my master's in psychology. I just graduated 2 months ago, by the way.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I throw that in all the time. I'm like, have to tell everyone. And I wanted to be able to study it more so I could create more evidence-based type tools and hopefully get them into schools and build that curriculum that I desperately needed.
That's incredible. I mean, you walked out and had the awareness to say, I don't know what to do, and then had the courage and the wisdom to be able to figure it out, and now the boldness to share it. What do you wish that you could say to someone who's facing what you faced right now?
Oh, I would say that it really does get better. Like, I think that was the hardest thing to believe at that time, but it really does get better, and you are not alone in it. There's so many people who care. You really just, it gets better one day at a time.
Wow. And speaking of You Are Not Alone, that's your first workbook that you started to help yourself learn how to live. What are some of the conversation topics that are encouraged to parents or to loved ones of people struggling?
Really just learning how to use validation statements. Letting people know, first of all, how are you really? Don't just say how are you and keep walking, right? Don't say how are you, and if your kid just says good, let it go. Ask them what's been on your mind lately. Right? Validate whatever comes up. Let them know, like, it's totally normal to feel this way. I'm here alongside you if and when you want to talk about it. Not to force the conversation, but to just be that support. Because in the beginning, at least for me in the beginning, I was not going to talk to anyone about it. But the more that my parents remind me that they're there when I need them, the more I slowly started to learn, like, I really can call them and count on them.
Wow, that's so beautiful. What an incredible story. What's coming up next for you?
I have my first kids book coming out in September that I'm very excited about.
What?
Yes.
Okay, we have to talk about this. Are you kidding me? That's amazing. This September?
Yeah, September 1st. So it's called Welcome to the Sky, My Beautiful Butterfly. And one day I used to fly across the country like every 3 days. So I was always in the airport on planes, and I texted my younger cousins because I was really bored. I'm like, what's one lesson I taught you in life? And the first one to answer, her name's Anastasia, and she said to love yourself. And she loves butterflies, so I created a kid's book, and there's a butterfly named Frankie and a caterpillar named Anna. And the butterfly teaches her like about loving yourself and how you need to love yourself throughout your journey. And when the caterpillar Anna finally learns, she blooms into a butterfly, and it ends with Welcome to the Sky, My Beautiful Butterfly.
Oh my goodness. And Jessica, I love you. Is that okay to say? I feel like you're so amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing your story. You are so beautiful and such a radiant light. I'm so happy that you survived all that you have and that you're bringing so much purpose to so much pain.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me and for the space to share about mental health.
It's so important. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That is our show on the McCord List today. I'm Rachel McCord. I hope you feel inspired and welcome to the sky, butterfly, right? Welcome back to the McCord List today. I'm Rachel McCord sitting down with Monica Mahoney. She is the queen of Monica Mahoney. Hi.
Thank you.
I want to be
Hello.
called that. I want to be called the queen of Rachel McCord. What do I do? How do I graduate to that level of
It was
style?
self-proclaimed. I had to just kind of give myself a label, and that's all that came to mind.
Own it. Girl, I love it. She's like, I got it. I'm owning it.
Are you the owner? Are you the designer? I'm everything.
I'm all the things.
Yeah,
I'm an
founder.
entrepreneur, so I do
Yeah.
it all. So I like that. I think there's a lot of people at home right now. You can now be the queen.
They
You can call
relate.
yourself that.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Princess, whatever.
Whatever. Okay, so talk to me about your brand.
I just have always designed clothes. I started with hats in New York in the 90s. That was so much fun. I went into the stores, Bergdorf's, Barney's, Bendel's, but I started in the streets. I totally just sold in flea markets. But it was New York and it gets cold. And I'm like, wait a minute, what am I going to do come November? So I hit the streets and went into the stores. And it was so much fun and so rewarding and great. But then I felt like it wasn't going anywhere. It was not what I wanted to do forever. And I then got married, and my last hurrah was my wedding. I had 10 bridesmaids go down the aisle in 10 different hats. It was fabulous and fun, but I felt like, all right, this is it. And I traveled around selling someone else's clothes, and I kind of loved that idea. And it all evolved into kids' clothes when I started having kids. And then when my kids didn't want to do or wear my kids' clothes anymore, they wanted to wear jeans and t-shirts. I was like, fine, let me do what has always been my thing is I grew up in California, and the vibe of just kind of going from beach to the desert to Malibu or Beverly Hills cocktail parties. I was front row center watching this whole life go on when I was little. And it shows now. All I'm designing is caftans and flowy, easy breezy clothes, and it's totally catching on. The calf tailing around this summer, everyone loves it, and I am having so much fun doing it. So they're all inspired by what I saw when I was little, what my mom wore, her friends. My dad worked in the industry, so I was just kind of like a young little kid watching it all go on around our house, and it was pretty amazing. So he's recently written a book. His name's Jim Mahoney, and so the two of us are kind of doing some collabs together and promoting each other, basically.
I love that. I love, what did you call it? Calf tanning?
Calf tailing.
Calf tailing. That is so cute. That is such a vibe.
I did not coin the phrase.
I like it, though. It
Yeah.
flows effortlessly. Okay, so obviously you've talked about these beautiful places that you can wear these at, and you did grow up here in Beverly Hills and Palm Springs.
I had a very unusual upbringing. It was very normal. We had a normal mom. I was the youngest of 5. My mom sewed my prom dresses. She showed me how to sew. She was just a wonderful gardener, mother, chef, cook, PTA mom, everything. But the world around us, the people that came in and out of the house, because my dad was in the business and he did a PR, had his own PR firm, there were swanky people. So some of my clothes are named after Tina Sinatra and Peggy Lee and different celebrities that would come in and out. And it was because they influenced me. I can't get over the flow and the glam of that era of people coming in and out of just wearing these things on the daily.
So Tina Sinatra came through your house?
Yes. Okay. She was a good friend of the family because my dad was Frank's PR person for 15 years.
What?
So
that is
good
so
family
cool.
friends, yeah. And it was none of my doing, but I didn't even realize it, when I was younger. And my best friend is Gene Kelly's daughter. She lived around the block, so we'd walk up and down the alley. And that was just old school LA. That's how it was. And it's amazing. And it wasn't amazing to me then, but now when I look back on it, it's pretty unique. So I love taking that, and on a sustainable level, I really like reinventing the old. I found this guy who can make these. He used to make them for his grandparents and send them over to Honolulu. So I dug deep in downtown LA, and I love doing that sort of factory finding, and found the guy who can make these for me, and he loves doing it. I give him flat fabric, and it's a heat process, and it's a hand pleated thing, and it never loses its pleats.
Wow.
It travels well, and I make it out of fabric that is sustainably sourced. Like, I don't ever order new fabric. I don't like that footprint on the environment, the smell, the chemicals, I don't need to make new fabric. There's so much fabric in this world, so I sustainably source everything.
That's incredible. I love how you're doing that, because you're bringing such class and beauty. And I feel like when you're able to look cute like that and feel comfortable when your hubby comes home, or you're like meeting at the beach or something, it's like the best vibe.
The best thing is, like what you're saying, is exactly letting people try on my clothes and watching them blossom. Like, they have so much fun, because this is such a party dress, and it's so much fun to watch a woman put it on and be like, oh, I didn't know it was going to do that. And like, it can go front or back. It can, go to the pool. It can go to a wedding, black tie event. They're really versatile, and I didn't even realize that when I made them, but it's really fun watching it make people feel beautiful. It's a party in a dress, basically.
I love that.
It's fun.
Okay, so what advice would you have for someone who aspires to be the queen of their own world, to start a brand? You've obviously done so much. What advice would you have for someone coming up?
I have a passion for just pounding the pavement and finding who can do what. And like, don't be scared to go into industrial parts of town and find the workers. And in LA, it helps to speak the language. You have to speak Spanish. And that camaraderie with my seamstresses, my makers, my designers and pattern makers and everything is so rewarding for both of us. And I would just say, take the time to really find these artisans, because they exist and they're so much fun, and they're so happy to bring back, like I said, this kind of old world pleat. It's like a very 70s look, but it's so much fun for all of us, the makers, me, the people who are selling them for me, the people I sell them to. It's really rewarding. So
I love that.
Yeah.
I think that's such great advice, to really know your business, to know your business, know how to communicate. I know for me, leading my team, I'm always thinking, how can I best communicate what my vision is? And I think that's the big challenge, right? It's the communication piece. It's like really making sure that what your vision is, it happens.
Yeah, I'm not going to be a tyrannical boss. I am the queen. Everyone's happy beneath me. No, we work well together, and it's so much fun and rewarding to find new seamstresses and workers. I also have women that are at home because they're forced to be home after being in the industry. They've got mothers, parents at home, grandchildren, grandparents, whatever, and they've got the industrial setup at home, and we make it work. And that's very rewarding for me, to see these women that need work and have been kind of booted out of the system because of family needs. And so helping families out is also very rewarding.
Amazing.
So-
Speaking of helping families out, did your father give you any PR advice with all of his amazing
Totally, yeah.
what has he passed on to you?
It's always be confident and happy in your clothes, which is a natural anyway. And don't be shy. Don't ever get self-doubts. There's no reason for it. You're unique and you know what you're doing. So just keep doing it. Don't let the demons in your head get to you. And just constantly keep pushing yourself.
I love that. And I love that a lot of it's focused on the confidence, because I actually think that's the biggest key to PR and marketing. If you feel confident, you feel good sharing your message with the world and getting it out there. That is the biggest challenge for, I know, so many of us. I've faced it myself. Like the moment you start putting it out there, you're like, whoa, it's real. now I'm really trying to do this, and I really want this to work.
I totally agree. And then, like, you're the only one that can sell what you're confident about, what you feel strongly about. And so I know these dresses can transform the way you feel when you put them on. And it's so clear to me. So when I'm selling it, I'm being honest, and that's the best thing. That's the best feeling.
Speaking of selling, you got a little present.
I
Is
got
there
a little something.
Is there a little McCord List today?
Little
Prezi?
Monica Mahoney something. I felt you were a leopard girl.
Stop it!
So,
I am.
Are you?
You read it right.
Oh,
you read
good.
the room. Oh,
It's
my
short
gosh.
and leopard.
What? Oh,
thought I'd
she
show
is
the
something.
short
Wait,
one,
I'm gonna
right?
Put this on. Would that make everybody mad? If I put it on.
Mad?
Can I do this?
I think it'll make
I'm
people
thinking of my
happy.
sound.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Let's try it. Oh my
Isn't that
gosh.
fun?
Let me upgrade you, girl.
Stand up. I need to see it with these gold heels too. Isn't that nice?
I knew I was going to
can't
have a
stand
mic
up.
moment. There's the mic moment. There it is.
Okay.
There it is. There we go. I can stand up a little bit. There we go. What do we think? You can't
I'm
see
liking
me,
it.
but I'm here.
This is perfect because this shows that it can go fancy with the
little
shiny
heel,
shoes. We love
yeah.
a sparkle.
You
but
brought
you can
it.
put that on with your bikini too.
I totally see, because it's
Right?
here. It
I
gives me
love
that
it.
vibe. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for coming on the show.
You're
Monica,
welcome.
you're
Thanks for
amazing.
having me. I
Thank you
loved
guys
it.
for tuning in. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back right after this on the McCord List Today. I'm Rachel McCord. Welcome back to the McCord List Today. I'm Rachel McCord, sitting down with one of my favorite humans of all time, Victoria Simone. Oh my goodness. Host, author, cookbook author extraordinaire. I'm obsessed with you. There's so many things I need to know. Apparently, I have some competition, though, for the spot of your #1 fan. So we're going to need to talk about that. Hold up. What is going on in your life? What is happening?
Well, it's been like 8 years.
Is that how long it's been since I've seen you?
Something like that.
That is so long.
Well, I have a cookbook out. It's called Relish Renaissance, and I have a jewelry line. Also, I'm an entrepreneur. It's called Electra Boutique, and I am a game show host, which is so crazy because I feel like I never would have thought of hosting, and had I not watched you host, I don't think I would have ever sparked that interest.
You're so good at it, though. Your personality is like on fire, so it makes perfect sense. What is it like bouncing between all these different verticals? You're an entrepreneur, you're building your brand, you're probably doing a ton. I know you're doing a lot with the cooking, so tell me.
Yeah, no, it is a lot. It is a lot, especially because my schedule is like always changing, but I do enjoy like taking my days off and cooking. I'll do like a meal prep every week. I don't cook as much as I would like to, but the jewelry is something that I've always just loved and wanted to do. Jewelry is like my favorite accessory to give and gift. So jewelry is something that I do like add in the mix because I'll wear my jewelry on air when I'm hosting. I'll wear it when I'm cooking, and then I just like to plug them all in at once, basically.
It makes perfect sense. Wait, I love that you said you do meal prep, because that is, those two words, they really freak me out. You know, like when we first knew each other, I would pretty much just eat Chick-fil-A every single day.
Yes, I do.
And then I was like, okay, I should probably like upgrade my diet a little bit, eat a little healthier. But meal prep has been the beast I can't tame. What do you do? How do you do this? What's your skill?
It is like, okay, so I just feel like what is the easiest thing to make but also have for the rest of the week? So I usually just do soups. Like I love soups, and I'll even eat it during the winter time. Soups, stews. My boyfriend loves stews. But soup for me is just like my go-to. I love soup. I'll do like, I have like a bunch of different recipes in my book. I'll do like a chicken soup, like a chicken noodle soup's kind of basic, but I love it. And then there's like a detox cabbage soup. I'm more of a veggie girl. Anything tomato based. I know Andy loves that broccoli cheddar. It's a little heavy, so I don't make it all the time.
Please tell me you brought me a pot of broccoli cheddar. We
can make
that
it.
is my favorite.
Really? Broccoli cheddar is your
Oh,
favorite?
I love it so much.
Which is so funny because I was just asking you, I'm like, you look amazing. Do you still not eat healthy and work out? Because
broccoli cheddar sounds so healthy because there's broccoli.
there's broccoli,
There's
yeah.
cheddar.
But you look incredible. Like I would have never
So
thought.
sweet. Thank you.
You look like you're in the gym all the time.
Oh my gosh. I did start working out today. I'm very proud of myself.
I know.
That's a big
What
deal.
did you do? Did you do a class?
No, I did it at home in my pajamas. I did some squats. I did some jumping squats. I tried to do
wow.
knee push-ups.
You're gonna be sore tomorrow.
Good a little bit, right?
Squats, I feel like on the first day, it's usually like, yeah, that's intense. You're
I
not
did
gonna be able
like
to sit.
10, but
Oh, 10. Yeah, start slow.
Maybe I won't be.
Start slow in the
Well, I
water.
started like, after the heart surgery, it's like mama's got to be mindful. But I actually really need to do rehab. But I was literally doing the knee push-ups, and yeah, I was like, okay, this hurts a lot because I actually have like areas like where the incisions are, you know what I mean, or were. So it's like I'm trying, but I'm like I'm ready. I feel like this is like Rachel 2.0, or really honestly Rachel 12,000.0. It's time to do that. So do you work out all the time? Is that your
I work out just like you in my pajamas at home.
really? But how often do you do it? More often than
Okay,
me.
so I got a vibration plate, which is I got a vibration plate, so I don't really know the benefits of it, but it's just like one of those plates that you just stand on.
Yes? You just stand on, that's your workout? Okay, so you're throwing shade, but you don't
No,
work
I'm not
out.
throwing shade. Well, because I'm starting to do pole.
Wait,
Pole dancing.
no way. I love that there's like an abbreviation for it. Oh my gosh, so that's real
so
working out.
hard. Well, I didn't say I started yet. I'm gonna start tomorrow.
Oh my gosh. I love that I'm getting deep with you because you're throwing some good like distractions, but I'm figuring it out.
Well, I've always admired just like your body. Like you're always fit and you always look so good. But I would always be like, how is she not working out?
I will tell you my secret is only eat when you're hungry and stop when you're satisfied. Don't wait till you're like so full that you're angry. Like I have made that mistake maybe 5 times in my whole life of like overeating where you're like, oh, I just feel terrible. Like I don't understand. I'm not like obsessed with food. Like I no, I eat to live. You know, like I feel like my hubby, like he loves to eat. Like we planned road trips and he's like, oh, I'm going to go here because I'm going to eat at that place and then go. I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? I'm pretty much like I'm about to pass out. I should eat a taco. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, that's so funny.
I don't recommend that, but
See, I come from an Italian household where like food is our love language, and so for me, I will not stop eating until like I feel sick. That's how I would eat growing up. Consistently, but also like if there's like even a little bit of a morsel on my plate, I would be like, oh my God, I have to finish this. Like it never sat right with me to like waste food. So.
Oh my God. Wait, I love that you come from that Italian family because that's how Rick is too. He's from an Italian family, and his Aunt Kimmy, I mean, there might be one of the 5 times I overate was like eating her food because I will tell you, like Italian food has my heart. I'm gluten free, and then I'm like, but but it's so good. I mean, I actually started working when I was 13 in the little pizzeria Italian restaurant, and I would eat these like sausage, pepper, and onion subs. I miss that. I wish we could start to create some really good gluten-free options.
Well, you know what? I have a lot of gluten-free option in my book, but gluten-free, it's very simple. Like you just get the flour and just make sure all the sauces don't have gluten in it. And I honestly, for the most part, I'm not gluten-free, but I do cook a lot of gluten-free. There's also like gluten-free pasta, and you would never really know the difference. I don't think so.
What's a girl gotta do to get on your meal prep plan? Like, can I just be like, some porridge, please?
I can honestly text you, and I do this with a lot of people, because for a lot of the recipes in my book, I don't expect anyone to follow it to a T. So I always am like recommending substitutes. Like if you don't have this type of vinegar, you can use this type of vinegar. If you don't have this cheese, you could use this. And even for gluten-free options, I think it should be something that, you know, everyone substitutes once in a while, because not everyone has a bunch of things in their pantry. Even like last night, I was like, what can I make from the resources that I have right here? And I just like whip something out real quick. But that's my favorite. Like I love to do that on the fly.
My sister Angel, she's here in the studio. Hi, Angel. She's like that. She can cook from like anything. I'm not as much like that, but you're gonna get blown away. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I've made homemade sourdough bread.
Oh,
with my own hands.
Bread
this spring. Can you believe it?
I can believe it.
I was kind of proud of myself, honestly.
Well, because I feel like you're pretty much good at everything. Oh like especially when we put you on the
Can I
spot,
quote you on that?
You're pretty much. I feel like it doesn't surprise me.
I love you so much. Wait, when did our love affair begin? The last time I saw you was 8 years ago. You were producing TV shows. I was doing one with you, and now you're literally in the front. Like what do you feel like your brand is doing? What do you want to do?
It's so crazy because I really would have never known that I would get here. But when we started, I was working as a producer, and I was just absorbing so much information because that was my first job in Los Angeles, and I had just moved to Los Angeles from the East Coast. I had just moved out of my parents' house. So I was born in Staten Island, I grew up in New Jersey, and moving to California was a really big jump for me. I had not known anything besides New York, New Jersey. And I remember meeting you and just being like, wow, she's just so genuine, and she's just such a light. like it would always just be so good to be around you. I felt like you were very magnetic, and I honestly looked up to you like a big sister. And you had your book, and you'd come in, and I would just watch you host, and I feel like there's so many things that you would do that I kind of adapted to just like watching you. Like you would do this like little clap thing whenever you would talk, like the, and I do that now on air. People sometimes are like, were you a cheerleader? Like, why do you clap so much? But I don't even realize I'm doing it, and I feel like I even do it when I'm talking. Like I just do this.
Oh my gosh, I love you. Like I just, oh my gosh, that's so sweet. I love that.
But I never really thought about hosting, and I remember Andy would always like try to throw me on the camera. I think hosting, as far as like interviewing people, that's really hard for me. But when it comes to like game shows, I feel like I really get to show my personality off, and if I'm running it, I feel like I can navigate better. But when I'm talking to people, I feel like my ADHD kind of kicks in, and so I feel like I don't know if I could ever do what you do, and I give you lots of props for that because I'm not a good listener.
I love you.
But I remember just being very, very influenced by you. You were one of my first friends in Los Angeles as well. And I think moving to a new city is scary. And had I not met someone like you, I don't really think I would have felt so inclined to stay here or just feel empowered. You know what I mean?
Babe, okay, that's so sweet. Like, that really touches my heart.
Even my mom said so. My mom, I don't know if you remember meeting
Yes,
her, but my
of
mom was
course.
like, I love Rachel. She was like, she's my favorite of all your friends when she came to visit. She was like,
Aw, that means so much. You know, it's so special because it's so sweet to hear you say this because I think I didn't even know that you were kind of like adjusting as much to living in LA because you are just such a rock star. You just, like, I think a lot of us do that too. Like we push it down, but then we just keep showing up, and you were always doing that. So I think about how special that is what you're saying, because I think that's what like every time I do my show, I'm like, I just want to encourage people to go love. You don't know what it costs someone. You don't know what people are struggling with. And if you can show up every day with that love, with that passion, that heartbeat to just encourage one another, you never know when someone's like, I'm ready to get out of here. And LA is a hard town.
I think also because I did move here for acting. Well, mainly I moved to Los Angeles to kind of like break out of my shell and start a new life. But I probably thought like, I'm going to give this 5 years tops, you know? I didn't think it would be something that I would stay here long term. And I actually did fall in love with it, and I built a life here. But had I not met people like you that were just thriving, but thriving being you know? I feel like it's really hard to just meet people in a new city. And you know how LA could be. Sometimes you don't really always meet the right people, but I do feel like I was blessed just working with Andy, and everyone that would come into the studio, they would always just bring so much love and light. It was just like a good group of people, and I do think I got very lucky.
You're amazing. Babe, thanks for coming to my show. I'm blushing in like the sweetest way. Thank you. This meant a lot. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. That is our show on the McCord List today. I'm Rachel McCord. I hope you loved it as much as I did, and I can't wait to see you next time. See you soon. Mwah.